Former SlamBall player. He drafted his son as the first overall pick for the Ozone. Let's see if the Ozone can pick up their second win. Throw down, and Cotton comes away with it for the Ozone. And right off the throwdown, we are going to have a face-off. If you're new to SlamBall, instead of shooting free throws, the player who gets fouled
too late for defense. Too late for defense. When he gets there, you've got to let him go.
Cotton.
Ready.
He's an actor, a Harlem Globetrotter. Does he have the moves? Going up, it's face-off time! Flavius Cotton, no contest.
Can't go at the same speed on a face-off.
Ozone.
Good finish.
Ozone, right here.
Very
Ozone.
predictable going at the same speed. You got to change it up a little bit.
You get 3 points for a dunk, 2 points for anything else inside the tramp, 3 points for a shot outside the tramp zone, and 4 points for a shot outside the arc. So that was a dunk, 3 points after the face-off. Ozone keep possession. There's McBuckets, Keith McGee out of Rochester, New York.
He plays with a little attitude. I love it.
Stopper for the Slashers coming the other way. Laubacher from the top tramp, and he resets. We play a 20-second shot clock on each possession. Laubacher goes up, batted away. You're allowed to do that inside the tramp.
Go in. Should be a 12.
Slashers keep it.
Should have been a 12.
Laubacher resets. He's a track star. There's so many different types of athletes here in SlamBall. And a popcorn is called. That is not a bucket for the Slashers. We've got basketball players, football players, we've got some track people, and we've got some gymnasts, all types of athletes.
All of those elements are very important here in SlamBall.
Here's a former football player, Bell Anderson. His first shot off the mark for the Ozone. They've got a 3-0 lead.
Great pass.
McGee, the quick jump, two-handed slam. So here's one of the most electric players in the game. 5'6", Tony Crosby II with the assist to Laubacher. What makes Crosby so good?
He's so elusive and he's so smart. His IQ is off the charts already in this season.
Wow, Bell Anderson flying up with a big slam. Crosby, he's calling for it. He wants all eyes on him. There goes the little man. Settles off the tramp. 360 slam. That's what he does. He's got the most total points in the league. Tony Crosby II.
Watch your box. Watch your box.
And something you're going to notice throughout the course of this game, not only the flair that he brings to the court, but the smile after he does everything.
Flavius Cotton comes right back with the left slam.
He's out here having fun.
Ozone with a 9-point lead.
Give him room.
Under 3 minutes to play here in this first quarter. Laubacher, he is so dangerous cutting from the wing.
You have to keep an eye on him. You cannot turn your head at all. Oh, good hit.
We're good.
Here comes Bell Anderson into the bottom tramp. And a wipeout, Amir Smith, the stopper, all over him. And the Slashers have the steal. Crosby enters the scoring zone, throws it off the window. There's a good stop by the stopper for the Ozone, Keenan Love. Double team, splitting it. McBuckets. Denied! Amir Smith with the block. Scott comes the other way. Throwing it up, and Love bats it away. Slashers keep possession. Oh! Amir Smith. A 3-point lead for the Ozone here in this first quarter. McGee. Once you leave the tramps, you have to reset. The ball has to leave your hand off the wall. And the Slashers get it coming the other way. What is Crosby going to show us now?
And we talk so much about the scoring ability of Tony Crosby. He also leads the league in hits with 21. So a similar mindset to what you have, right? An offensive player, but physical.
Yeah, that's impressive. The fact that you can lead the league in hits and he's pretty high in scoring, my goodness.
I mean, you see McGee, he had to take a break. You can tell these guys are already gassed here in this first quarter. Throws it to himself, but couldn't get the handle.
Well, and this is such a physically demanding sport. I always say this about the Olympics, that you should have like a regular person go out there and do the event before you see the professionals do it to have a real appreciation. You can't just jump on these tramps and have success. You really have to work and know what you're doing.
It takes an incredible amount of conditioning to be out here.
Oh, Crosby just throws it down. Now, he's got a 50-inch vert off of just standing off the ground. So you use the tramps, that boy can get up. There's Bell Anderson coming back the other way. A slam for the Ozone, 3 more points. Ozone with a 4-point lead, 18 seconds to play in this first quarter.
Tony Crosby just plays at his own pace and his own speed. He's dancing in the middle of the game. What are we doing here? What are we doing?
Here comes Crosby, crossover into the scoring zone, settles on the island, finds the cutter, dribbles to himself, and a shot clock violation. Wasn't aware, he says, that's my bad.
2 seconds, 2 seconds.
Have you noticed a number of shot clock violations, though? Why has that been an issue with these guys?
You know what? I couldn't even tell you. I think that it's just, these guys are just taking their time trying to figure out where they're going to go.
So the first quarter is over. Ozone, 4-point lead, but Tony Crosby the second. He said, this is Vegas. I got to put on a show, especially we on national TV, ESPN, stand up.
You know, just being undersized, you get slept on sometimes, and then once everything picked up and scrimmages and stuff, the coaches saw what they were missing out on. So just coming out, got a lot to prove, but having fun at the same time.
5'6", and he definitely plays like he's got a chip on his shoulder. He also plays like he's having fun. I have never seen him without a smile on his face.
That's just what he does. He has fun out here. He gets buckets. He gets LBRs. He gets hits. There's nothing that man can't do.
McGee resets off the wall, batted out of bounds, so a turnover. The ball will go to the Slashers. No, they say it was off of Laubacher. So it stays here with the Ozone, 9 seconds on the shot clock. Ozone with a 4-point lead. Winner of this game will face the Mob next in the main event. That'll be over on ESPN+.
Big screen.
Oh my goodness, the clear out. Oh, Vincent Bowman set the nastiest screen. That dude is 6'9", 285.
With an attitude.
There's Bowman again. 6'9" against 5'6". I think 6'9" won that battle.
David can sometimes be Goliath as well, so we'll see what happens.
You know, this is a really different type of a game than we saw in that opener where we were highlights on the stoppers.
No,
you only have two
not
stops
for me.
so far early in the second
No
quarter.
dancing, no dancing.
Just to go to show you, there's so many different strategies here in SlamBall, so many different ways to play the game. Cotton finds the cutter, and the easy dunk for Marcus Gray.
They had multiple cutters cutting back there at Amir, and it kind of confused him. He didn't know where the line of attack was coming from.
Here comes Crosby. Enters the bottom tramp. And there's Bowman again.
LBR.
Slashers keep possession. Scott directing traffic. He finds Crosby off the island, looking for cutters. Throws it off to himself. Underneath, got to get a shot off. It's out one.
And listen, guys, there's a lot of game to go, but good to note the Slashers were a 7.5-point favorite coming into this game, and they're down 13 right now.
No such thing as easy money here in SlamBall. Take a look at the odds. The Ozone with plus money. Big slam by Alonzo Scott.
They're looking to close that gap, but you see the money line price there, minus 240. That means you have to bet $240 just to win 100 back. So they were a big favorite tonight.
What are the Ozone doing on offense? Because it seems like the stopper's been out of position for the Slashers.
Like I mentioned before, they're sending multiple cutters, so Amir doesn't know where the cutters are coming from. His defense on the edge needs to do a better job of keeping them off.
Here comes Crosby. Going from one tramp to the next, and Laubacher couldn't finish at the rim. Bowman, since being inserted in the second quarter, he's done a nice job at stopper for Ozone.
He definitely has.
Here comes McGee. Cujo makes buckets. Call him whatever you want. He gets scoring. He's got the ball back, 5 on the shot clock for the Ozone. Into the scoring zone. No! Get that out of here. Nathan Karshins with a block. Crosby.
Don't touch. Back him up. Good.
Laubacher, the track star out of Oregon. He gets it back on the island. A reset underneath. 5 on the shot clock for the Slashers. Here comes Crosby. Got to get something up. That's a 3, and it goes! The three-pointer for Bradley Laubacher, bailing out the Slashers. Bowman, ball on the floor. Slashers come away with it. There's that physicality we wanted to see.
Yeah, most definitely.
10-point lead for the Ozone.
Gibson is doing a phenomenal job down there. Cause that bed to sink down really far and really heavy like that, it makes it difficult for you to get to scoring down there in that scoring bed.
Yeah, I'd say 285 pounds are way down the scoring.
It's a little heavy.
I do love that dynamic of having the smallest guy in slam ball and the biggest guy in slam ball on the court at the same time. They call him lumberjack.
Missed that one.
We're going to need to see a face-off at some point between the two of them. That's a 3 from the wing, off the mark. Laubacher with the rebound. Here comes the outlet for the Slashers. Scott from the wing. He's going to challenge the lumberjack. Oh, hit him with the Wendy Williams. How are you doing? Slashers coming back in it, down by 5 as we approach 30 seconds to play here in this first half. Taking the bump, McGee enters the scoring zone. Bottom tramp, adjusts his shot and still goes for 2. Laubacher with the quick jump, surprised the stopper there.
Full time.
Substitutions being made. 15 seconds to play here in this first half. Shot clock turned off. Ozone can hold for the final shot. What are you looking to see here?
A screen on the ball is going to come off, create some separation.
There's Bill Anderson all alone, and that's how the first half will end. What a play drawn up by Trevor Anderson, the head coach for the Ozone. As the Ozone, with just 1 win on the season, they take a 7-point lead at the half. For the Slashers, Laubacher leads the way with 14 points, but they're down by 7. How about a little WNBA action? The Liberty highlight our next big game next Sunday on ABC. They'll host Asia Wilson and the Las Vegas Aces. My Aces, the world champs, in a matchup between the teams with the best records in the WNBA. Coverage tips at 3 Eastern, noon Pacific from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. My money's on the Aces in that one. What's up, everybody? Welcome back courtside alongside Jelani Janice, head coach for the Griffs, and Stormy Bonatoni, our betting analyst and sideline reporter. I am John Trippin. Jelani, what stood out for you that first half between the Ozone and the Slashers?
Well, I think that the Ozone have come out very aggressive. They wanted to be really physical, and they're taking Tony out of the game. They're fronting him, they're face guarding him, they're not allowing him to get free runs.
All right, we take a look at some of the highlights here in that first half. Stormy, the Slashers came out here as the betting favorite, but they're behind by 7 at the half.
Yes, they were favored by 7.5 points. They find themselves down 7. This was not what at least I expected coming into this game. I know we were talking beforehand. I think the Slashers actually do have the edge in this matchup, but no, the Ozone have been really dominating the pace and kind of dictating what they want to do on the hardwood and in the tramps.
That was Brian Bell Anderson. Here's our first half stats presented by Circa Resort and Casino. Now, Circa is the only sports book in Las Vegas who has a live line. If you're trying to bet on SlamBall in Vegas, you got to head on over to Circa. We take a look at these stats for the first half. Jelani, what stands out for you in those first half stats?
I think that the attempts, the field goal attempts, having 20 field goal attempts against those 15 is what stands out. They still have LBRs, so what does that tell you? They're getting more stops than the other team, or they're getting deflections and steals going the other way.
LBRs, loose ball recovery. It's basically the hustle stat. How bad do you want the loose ball on the floor? Here is one of the greatest slam ball players of all time, Stanley Fletcher Jr. You know, you and Stan, it's kind of like LeBron versus MJ. There's always that battle. Who is the greatest of all time? What was it like going against him back in the day?
He's pretty much an unstoppable force. Once you get inside the slam zone, you just marvel at what he can do in there. And we had plenty of great battles, and it was always fun. He's my brother for life.
I like it. I like it. We start each half with throwdown. Slashers win the opening throwdown here to start this second half. Let's see what adjustments they make. Down by 7 here in this third quarter. Laubacher again from the wing. That's his spot.
Yeah, he's getting straight lines. Again, they need to do a better job of cutting that off on the edges.
Bell Anderson finds McGee. And that was Karshins with the stop. Scott, the no-look pass and thrown down by the 5'6" Crosby.
He's having so much fun. He plays with such a smile. He's joy.
Another stop. Karshins. Crosby into the scoring zone, finds his cutter, and it's thrown in by Scott for 2 more points. And just like that, the Slashers take a 1-point lead.
Too many.
Put the ball in Tony's hands and good things happen.
Here comes McGee, the big bounce, and Karshins. He's the backup stopper, but he's been effective so far.
He definitely has. He has a good feel for the game.
So we're going to have a foul here against Karshins. He fouled Brian Bell Anderson, and we're going to have a face-off. So Bell Anderson just finished playing football at Columbia. He was a defensive back. You know he likes to bring the physicality. What's the key to the face-off here?
The key to the face-off is to go quick. Go quick, hit just in front of that X and propel yourself up quickly.
There he goes.
There it is. There it is. Every single time. I love to see that point of view camera he's got on.
We're testing out some new toys tonight. We can't bring it to you just yet. All right. Here's the replay.
Wow. Yeah, he really got up there. He got the timing down, moved the ball around. And slam ball, it pays to be fancy and move the ball around.
Back it up.
And you mentioned earlier, head coach Trevor Anderson, his father, drafted him in that opening round on Father's Day, by the way. Told me it means so much for him to share something that he felt like he was really, really great at back in the day with his son, who was on the trains when he was just about 7 years old. He was getting after it that 2008 season.
We're seeing bodies flying around. How are guys able to just keep bouncing back up and keep playing?
To be honest with you, the spring beds actually help you with that. You can fall down. The wood actually gives. None of this hurts at all. It feels actually good if you're crazy like I am.
There's Laubacher, another slam, 3 more points. He leads the way in scoring for the Slashers. He's up to 20 points on the night. McGee had to get rid of it. Now they reset off the wall. Gray, back to McGee, challenging the stopper. How did that one go in? I don't even know if McGee saw the bucket. Back and forth we go. Ozone retake the lead up by 1. Scott cocking it back with the facial.
Guys are breathing a little hard now.
What's the strategy with substitutions? Because it's like hockey. You can just throw guys in and out. As the coach, what's your plan?
Yeah, so ideally you want to make sure your guy is within 5 feet of your bench to allow them to come in. Once the subs go in, you pretty much put them in position to score right away. Sometimes you can confuse the defense as well because they don't know where the attack is coming from.
They didn't confuse Karshins. So 2 Ozone players in the same Trent bed. That's a turnover. As the Slashers, who were down by 7 to start this third quarter, find themselves up by 2. Here's Laubacher. He's got 20.
Nice and clean.
He's looking for more. James is the cutter. Resets underneath the bucket. And miscommunication.
So many of these players were watching you and all those guys back in the early 2000s. Laubacher was one of them. He and his brother loved the game so much that they put mattresses down in their room and were playing on the Nerf basketballs. And if they couldn't do it in their room because their mom was mad, they'd go down the street to their friend's house that had a trampoline. So they were doing whatever they could to be involved in this game.
Wait for him.
So innovative. So innovative.
You've seen how this game has grown. Tonight is the 21st anniversary of the national TV debut of SlamBall. As we see Brian Bell Anderson comes up a little hobbly, but he's going to try to gut it out and walk it off.
Hey, come on, Bird.
What's the biggest thing you've seen in terms of the growth of the game? And we see young kids trying to recreate it at home.
From when I was playing the game, we did a lot more takeoffs. It was a lot more one-on-one, mano-a-mano type feel for the game. Nowadays, it's a lot more passing, a lot more freestyling, bouncing down, moving without the ball, backside lob, one-tramp lobs. So the game has definitely evolved.
All right, here's Jelani Janice, former MVP. Get out the way!
Gentlemen.
Ooh.
Your ball.
Oh, that hurts.
Emphatic.
This is why Jelani is considered one of the greatest SlamBall players of all time. I see guys making business decisions. They didn't even want to get in the way of you back in the day.
Yeah, I felt like I can run anyone over at any given point in time. I'm going to feel it the next day, though.
What's that like now watching all these guys? When you're at practices, do you get in on the tramps? Do you go up?
Ozone, I feel it now. I feel it every day. I don't go out there with them too much. I'll show them one thing or two, but other than that, I try to stay off of it.
Here's LaQuavius Cotton coming. Michael Cooper, he plays him on the Lakers show winning time, but he's denied there. Cutting on the wing is Crosby. Taking it himself is Narradin James. Under a minute to play here in this third quarter. This is a good game. Slashers only up by 2.
It's back and forth.
Cotton. And that's going to be a travel. You're only allowed to stay on the middle pad, which is called the island. If you step on any other part of the black pads, that's out of bounds and a travel.
Okay, I'll watch, but it wasn't a lot.
Here comes Crosby. It's showtime.
You see, he didn't take a big hurdle into the tramp in order to score. He stepped in there, which threw off the timing of the stopper.
McGee, his window was blocked.
He can't. He's
Stays
already in
with
the
the
zone.
ozone.
He's already in the zone. Yeah. He can
the
go out, sure. He's in the zone.
Parsons
Once the ball's loose, anybody
was
can
out of
possess
the
the ball.
box. So where basket counts. So because of the foul, Ozone, they get 2 points
And possession, and possession. Okay, Ozone ball.
15 seconds to play here in this third quarter.
Ozone ball right here. Right here, right here. Basket counts.
15 seconds. What do you want to see out of the Ozone?
It was a 2.
You want to see some action, some backside lobs. You actually want to see a screen or 2 or some misdirection. Look for it. It should be coming down.
It was a 2. It was a 2.
How is it a 2? A dunk is a 2?
Okay, here we go. Back up, back up, back up.
3-point lead for the Slashers. Ozone at possession here with
Okay,
15 seconds to play in this third.
Oh, one time,
Big
one
hit.
time.
Crosby, but McGee stays with the rock. Behind the back, nobody home. 2 seconds, 1 second, just throwing it up, and you're allowed to do that inside the tramp. No, they're going to say bucket counts because that shot came from outside the tramp. Slashers, all Slashers in that third quarter. They've got a 6-point lead. We go to the fourth.
Stop watching SlamBall. I know you're going to score. And go put it on his head. There ain't nobody attacking right now. For what? Let's go. All right? Team. 1, 2, 3, team. Let's go.
Hey, go take this shit, y'all. Let's go, man.
Vince, go.
Come on,
Vince. You ready? Yeah, go.
So the score was adjusted. They counted that last bucket at the end of the third quarter. That is a 3-pointer good. The Slashers with a 6-point lead. John Schriffen alongside Jelani Janice, Stormy Bond, and Tony on the call. Stop watching SlamBall. What does that mean?
So when the ball gets into the slam zone, people have a tendency to watch the ball when actually you should be watching the person that's in front of you. Watch your man. You need to face guard him to eliminate the straight line cuts to the basket.
Well, it certainly worked there for the Ozone. Down by 3. Oh, look out! Tony Crosby, the little man, coming in.
Mr. Fourth Quarter is what people call it.
That hit by Crosby messing up the timing of the Ozone. That's a freestyle when he throws it to himself behind the back. A little too fancy.
And now we're on spread watch. A 6-point lead for the Slashers here in the fourth quarter. They are a 7.5-point favorite. It means they need to win by 8 points or more for that bet to cash.
6-point lead for the Slashers as we approach 4 minutes to play here in this fourth quarter. Smith threw that one away. One-on-one with the stopper. Mick Buckets doing what he does.
I like to call that an open net. The stopper is back into full position. Take that full advantage.
Huge travel, huge travel.
Pulling off the high. Is that when you give him something a little special?
Yeah, you get a chance to show off at that point. Show them what you're working with.
I like it. Bowman, the biggest player in slam ball at 6'9", finds Cotton. Bowman the assist, and the Ozone have tied it up at 53.
The differential was created, and that's what happened.
Laubacher, no one has been able to stop him coming through from the wing. Those Slashers with a 3-point lead, 3:15 to play here in this fourth quarter. Denied. Crosby holds it. Laubacher comes in from his wing. 3 minutes to play. Karshins, he can hit that 4. A little too strong. Bell Anderson in and out, gets the defenders. Releases the ball off the wall. Karshins, he's making you think when you come in with the rock. Cotton,
there's something about being heavy.
Again.
There's something about being heavy down there in that tramp. Something about that. The bigger you are, the heavier you are, the further that tramp sinks down, you can't get another offensive player in there.
No bounce down.
3-point lead for the Slashers, under 2:30 to play here in this fourth quarter. And a foul entering the tramp, and we're gonna have a face-off with one of the best in the game. Tony Crosby the second. Taking on LaQuavius Cotton. And here's the foul.
You good?
So savvy.
Let's see what he's got up his sleeve in this one. Crosby. He said, I'm just getting the bucket.
He plays this game like he's been playing it his whole life. It looks like a natural.
Says, hi, Mom.
And that's one spot that's his bread and butter, too, is the face-offs. He entered the day with the most face-off attempts and the most conversions. He's been excellent in that area.
Crosby now with 20 points on the night for the Slashers. Here's Karshins. Pass off the mark, a little too low. Slashers with a 6-point lead. 6-point lead is nothing here at Slam.
That's just 2 baskets, 2 dunks. You can make that up super quick.
Bowman gives it up to Gray. When we say you can get up like that.
Yeah, there's a sweet spot. We call it the sweet spot, located right outside the stopper's box. A little corner. You hit that area, you're going to fly up in the air.
Crosby sheds his defender. Quick jump the stopper for 3 more. He's got 23 on the night. Oh, spin move, shakes the little man. Bowman, we see you. Ooh, that would have been nasty.
Very impressive.
Stan Fletcher tells his team to relax. With the lead, he wants them to hold the ball, eat some clock here. Here comes Crosby. He's just too good. Crosby leads all scorers now with 26 points. McGee and Smith just got his hand on that one. Bell Anderson gets the loose ball recovery.
Nothing wrong with that. If he's in the slam zone, he can go get it.
5 on the shot clock. McGee affected again by Smith.
Great defensive stand there.
Slashers. Coach Fletcher said, we got to hold the ball. Why are we turning it over here?
Time and score.
McGee with the big bounce, and it's Smith again. Crosby, he said, all right, I hear you, Coach.
I got you, Coach. I got you. I got you. Playing a little game of keep away now. You're not going to catch that guy.
25 seconds to play. Slashers up by 9, and a foul is given up. So 23 seconds to play. It's not break it or take it time. So because that's the second foul in this quarter, automatic 2 points for the Slashers, and they keep possession of the ball. Ozone did not understand you got to be under 20 seconds to get that break it or take it.
Yeah, that's the only time you can take advantage of that rule. And it's very effective. It gives you an opportunity to get the ball back, get extra possession out of it.
So break it or take it means under 20 seconds you force a face-off, no matter how many fouls have been called in that quarter. And if you're on defense, you can get the stop. That means you get the ball back.
Get the 2 points on the board?
Another foul.
Should be 67, right?
And now we will have the break it or take it into effect.
It's not up there.
But you didn't want to foul that man.
Yeah. What is his percentage again? Is it 100%?
Pretty close to it.
Take it. Goodness.
Tony Crosby, this would be for the game. The Ozone need the stop to stay alive. Marcus Gray playing D. Here he comes. It's Tony time! That's just disrespectful.
He's a bad man.
And he's up that high.
He's had enough.
He's gonna look at you and smile and let you know. 10 seconds to play. This one is all but over. 14-but lead for the Slashers. The Ozone don't want to give up just yet. They will commit another foul, force another break it or take it with 4 seconds to play.
Break it, take it is in for 14 points.
Amir Smith will go one-on-one against Marcus Gray. Off the backboard! Slashers trying to get silly out here now.
This is the sport for it. This is the sport for it. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Definitely.
Ozone ball.
When you got a lead, it's time to show off.
Right here, right here, right here. Right here, right here.
So with the stop, the Ozone get the ball back on the break it or take it. 4 seconds to play. McGee, no one's going to get in his way, and that'll do it. The Slashers pull away in the second half with a 70-59 win over the Ozone. Slashers will now move on to the main event tonight, and they will take on the Mob in the main event coming up next.
What a game. What a game.
The smallest guy on the court finished as the leading scorer. Tony Crosby the second, 29 points, and his percentage from the field was crazy. 10 for 13 from the floor. He is standing by with Stormy.
29 points for you, Tony Crosby, and an emphatic face-off between the legs dunk to close this thing out. What got into you tonight?
We needed some buckets at the end, so, I had to kick in the Tony time.
Especially given that you guys were down 7 at halftime. What channeled that turnaround?
I thought we just started a little soft. We need to hit a couple guys out there, get things going, and then when it's time to compete, we're always ready.
Your team's going to need Tony time to continue because the Mob haven't lost a game, let alone a main event. What will it take?
Same thing we did here. Come out strong, play hard, and then dunk on a few people.
All right, good luck.
Appreciate you.
John?
Oh, we are here for dunking on a few people. That's what we are about with SlamBall. Tony time adjusts midair. But this was the showstopper. SlamBall, baby. Main event coming up next.